So this story is for the pet lovers, dog lovers specifically. So one of my followers was sending me this story about her brother who found this pregnant dog, and the brother put up a GoFundMe because this pregnant dog might have been abused. So she sent me this message. She says, "Oof, I think I started a dumpster fire by posting on Snapchat about how many female donors way outnumber the male donors on my brother's GoFundMe that he started for a pregnant, abused dog that he found that no local shelters will take." And I was like, "Ooh, tell me more." So she sends me this picture saying, "Here's the screenshot from my story on Snapchat." She says, "This is really sad. Women truly are the givers in society." And here's the Snapchat message. It says, "I've added hundreds of men in the past few hours, and none have donated, only commented on my body or sent peen pics." So she sent me this message saying that because of the Bourbon Bougie community, that she knew how to respond to this man. So Gabriel, and keep in mind, this is about donating to a dog GoFundMe. He says, "Or women have become more masculine. Sadly, men have become more feminine in society. So you being upset that men aren't catering to you is hilarious. You aren't even a 6 out of 10 women, so I hope you enjoy chump change that you've received by dykes." What does that have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing. But she said to him, "Interesting. I see you cannot have a conversation without getting emotional." And I was like, "What did he say to that?" She said that he blocked her. Keep in mind, this is about there being more female donors versus male donors on a dog GoFundMe. And so Martin says, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And he says, "And how many of those women most likely use their man's money? Or if they did use their own money, how many of those had a dude to help them with rent, food, etc.? Basically, just a provider so they could use their money to donate. You got to think about that as well. Also, I'll give like $10 Friday. But I got 2 females and 3 males, so I gotta so I gotta get started fixing my females so I don't have any more litters myself." And it's just like these people really don't know that women work. Women just happen to be more empathetic and caring. And like I said, this was her brother's GoFundMe. So you would think that, the men could swoop in because men built everything, remember? So this one was wild. This man, Saeed, who's actually in Afghanistan, said F off to this woman. Like, why are you saying F off? And then he said to her, "Get effed up by this dog, make a video, and I will donate $50,000. Basically telling her to allow this dog to F her. Like what is wrong with some of these people? And then he continued, "Why don't you get help for the people of Palestine? Instead, you are just donating money for an effing dog. Post this too if you are brave enough." So down here, she says, "Surprisingly, everyone else was pretty civil or just straight up ignored my post. One guy commented on my post saying, 'Were they packing?' As in, were the peens large?" These people are simply damaged. And they say all of this on social media. And I bring this because people have got to know and understand that, yeah, these people are sick. Regardless, though, here's the GoFundMe. The title is "Support a Brave Mama Dog's Healing Journey." They've raised $680 of their $1,000 goal. Here's the organizer, Fundraiser, Aaron Hauser. He says, "We had a neighbor that is known to abuse dogs. He got into trouble and is now gone. We know the actual owner of the property, so we were allowed to go and see if any dogs were in need of help. That's when we found this poor girl tied up in a gross bathroom. She was starving, dehydrated, and she is pregnant. We can't afford to keep her or her puppies, but there was no way we were just going to leave her there. After calling resources available near us, I discovered that all of the shelters and rescue centers, even remotely close to us, are full. She's safe with us until we can find a home for her and her puppies, but she needs a vet visit that we cannot afford, and her future pups will need to be vaccinated. Another goal is to get her spayed after she gives birth. Please help us help this mama. Any donations are appreciated. She's super sweet. She's so happy when she gets pets and absolutely loves toys. So if you guys are interested, like I said, if you're on my YouTube page, I'll just put the post directly there. If you're here on TikTok, you just need to go to Erin Hauser or find the title "Support a Brave Mama Dog's Healing Journey." So, in a wild segue that has absolutely nothing to do with pets or GoFundMe, the only thing that's connecting this is that I was sent both of these posts on Instagram. If anybody wants to send me messages, I'm on Instagram as Bourbon Bougie as well. Anyways, some man is asking this woman, who I presume is a lawyer, about the married single mothers who are getting a divorce. And what is crazy is so many people are saying the same things across different platforms, across race, across culture. Women's are just tired. Women's is tired. They say, get someone else to do it. And they are getting tired earlier. They're not going 20, 30 extra. Nope. They are leaving in their 30s and 40s. And that's what this video is.
The married single mom divorce cases?
I think right now we're seeing a lot of the 30s and 40-year-old somethings who happen to be this married single mom, where if you don't know what that means, it's really where a mom is doing it all and their spouse isn't really participating. So you have mom who's waking the kids up, getting them ready for school, taking them to school, then going to her 9-to-5 job, and then coming home and doing dinner and extracurricular activities and doing homework and whatever it needs to be. And their husband is still just going to work, coming home, doing nothing, going to bed, and playing on their phone. And so these moms are getting resentful, and now they're standing up for themselves. The times have not caught up with the gender roles. And I think that's why women now in their 30s and 40s are really deciding that why. If I'm single at home with my spouse, why can't I just be single and be single? I don't need that extra dead weight. If I already am doing it all, I'll continue to do it all.
You're getting a lot.
Now we're going to look at some of the comments, and I want you to look at the comments. Look at the profile pictures of these women. They are various races, different kinds of names, but it's just like literally women are saying similar things all over the place. And so this woman was talking about how the men are really not doing much. They just go to work and they're not coming home and participating in the home life. But El Boogie says that's not all these men do. Many of them also spend plenty of time and energy gaslighting and devaluing and mentally, emotionally, and financially abusing their wives instead of stepping up themselves. So she said they're not just doing nothing, they're also gaslighting and abusing folks. Cassie says, and pressuring them for X or guilting them or throwing a tantrum if they're not up to it for the exhaustion of doing everything. Women are tired of doing everything. And then Deidre says, all the while telling the new girl that you're evil and keeping your son away from him, when in reality, he's not even trying to see him or doing it half-assed because the next woman doesn't know their past. So Juan's Dessert Appreciation says, FYI, a married single mom is a woman whose husband calls watching their children babysitting. Then Anne says, so many of my friends told me that once they divorced, they had less work to do, that it felt like not having an extra kid. Some husbands are a real burden. Hema says, and after that, they wonder why we are not in the mood. Honey, if I'm your mom, I can't sleep with you. Amber says, I'm divorced after a 17-year-long marriage. Men say I'll die alone like it's a bad thing. I think it's luxurious. Plong says, I was an administrative assistant when my children were in high school. My husband had a supervisory factory job. On Saturdays, the house needed cleaning, yard work, and laundry to be done. He sat around watching TV. He would say he worked all week and he deserved rest on the weekends. I told him I worked all week too. He replied, yeah, you sat on your butt all week. Yep, I divorced him. Kat in the corner says, my workload was nearly cut in half when I left my marriage. My happiness and general wellness skyrocketed. This person at the bottom says they want a wife and kids, but they don't want to be a partner or a parent. And with that, I will end it. But it's really, really important to see these things. It's important to see who's saying them, because it's not one demographic. It's not, just Black women shitting on Black men. It's women across the board are saying these things. And women are saying this in the public square so that younger women know and understand that the goal is not simply to get married. The goal is to have a partnership. And if these men don't adapt, women are leaving and they're leaving quicker. They're not sticking and stinging for 30 years. They're really not. That tolerable level of permanent unhappiness is getting reached a lot quicker. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think about these two. I know that they have nothing to do with each other, but I still want you to chime in. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.